do the job and walk out. And so that's number one. I want to put together people that I'm going to want to spend 4 hours with every week for sometimes hundreds of recording sessions. Then if a character is depicted as a certain ethnic background, I do everything I can to make sure that it's voiced by that ethnic background. I can't always do it, but the Screen Actors Guild insists that we try, and I think that's absolutely right. Why would you just go to a Caucasian to play an East Indian character? Why would you go right to a white actor to play a black character? No, always try to play the actor of color by the actor of color. But then again, you still want to make sure that they sound good together. Like they sound like they're in the same world. And this show was different because this was a world we didn't know yet. This was not Gotham City of the Batman Beyond, the Batman animated series that we already knew. Nor was it anything from a comic book or a graphic novel that we already knew. We were creating this world, and it was very modern and very angular. The music was different than the original series. The villains were mostly different. There were some villains we pulled up, but the others were new. I love the energy of it taking place in a high school because there's so much drama that happens during high school. If you can remember well enough of what you went through, everything is drama. Prom is drama. Getting on the cheerleading squad is drama. Finding a girlfriend, a boyfriend is drama. All of that goes on. I don't know how kids do it now. There's so much going on because they've got bees and so much more information. I think they're bombarded by things. But we were trying to create a world where, and I think we succeeded, that still seems like it takes place in the future, even from now. It's not like the original Star Trek series where we all go, oh, the communicator is the flip phone I had 5 years ago. It's that very same thing. A lot of these things still don't exist. There still is not an invisibility suit as far as I know. I want one.
Car.
Exactly. I'm still waiting for those jetpacks that we can all get a hold of, you know? Didn't some guy just like go over the English Channel on a jetpack or something? I think somebody just did that. But I'm waiting for those where we all have them. But I like the idea that we were able to create something that still is valid. And people like the series when it came out 20 years ago. I didn't hear a lot about it over the last many years when Batman the Animated Series would have a Comic-Con reunion or whatever, and then now all of a sudden everybody's realizing it's a big anniversary, it's a milestone anniversary, and people are coming out saying, no, I love the series, it's still great, and that's very encouraging for someone who worked on it so long ago, and it's just, it was different, it was wonderful. I got to meet fantastic actors. I got to, for example, Oates kept a list of actors I wanted to work with, as well as actors who had auditioned for something else and didn't get it, but they were really good. For whatever reason, they didn't get it. And so most of those people I had the chance to bring in and come and play doing something different. And at this point in my career, I kind of had a reputation already, so a lot of agents were willing to give me some of their actors that they might not have let somebody else do. You know, actors sometimes come out of a recording session who haven't done this work, they don't know how to protect their voices, and they end up sounding the way I do today. This is the end of a cold, so that's what happened here. But you want someone who's not going to hurt themselves, who's going to come in and have fun, and then also, because I was trying to build a career, tells their friends, hey, I just did a Batman Beyond. If you get offered, take it. It'll be fun. Go do it. It's 4 hours. Actually, this show we recorded in about 2 hours because the dialogue was very little. The scripts were very short. It was so much action that after the animation would come back, we'd do another 4-hour session of 4 hours of that. And that would have to protect the voice too, because the actors didn't know how to do that yet. I had to teach them how. It was fun.
If we were to do, earlier we were talking about doing another version, like let's say if you guys were to do like a Batman Beyond film, or bring back Batman Beyond,
right?
Who would you consider casting, or would you consider Will and Kevin again?
Will and Kevin. I do think they both could still do it.
Yeah.
I don't think their voices have changed. Certainly Kevin, because age only improves that voice. But Will totally sounds. Did you speak with Will?
Yeah.
He sounds
First
young
time.
still, doesn't he? He still sounds young, and he's still doing voiceover where he plays young characters. So I wouldn't. And you know, whenever somebody would come to me with another project and say, it's Batman and Joker, say, the first question out of my mouth was always, can I use Kevin? Can I use Mark? And sometimes I could. And then other times they say, no, we're going to use completely different art, a whole different style. We want it to be different, so we want different actors. But as I said to somebody else earlier, when I would prep that script, I'd still hear Kevin's voice, I'd still hear Mark's voice, and then I'd use the other actors, of course, and they would do a great job, and it was terrific, but for me, they are the iconic voices. They are the voices of those characters, and how cool is that? That, you know, is there one on-camera Batman that you guys always think of as the Batman? Nah. Is there one Joker that you think of as the Joker? Nah. Is there one voiceover Batman that you always think of as Batman? Yes, there is. How cool is that? That's awesome. That makes me really pleased. You didn't ask any questions. Do you have a question?
Oh my gosh, everyone's asking such good questions.
They are.
Um,
They are.
Have you had any really interesting experiences here at Comic-Con with fans coming up to you and, you know, the rest of the cast?
I'll tell you a story, because I only just got here this Comic-Con.
Okay.
But the very first Comic-Con I ever went to, I had been told about how they were. It was down in San Diego. I had been told how crazy they were and what a cultural phenomenon it was. And I was like, oh, well, you know, you're not going to know who I am, so it'll be fun for me to... And it wasn't nearly as much security back then, because it was before 9/11. And I went backstage. My husband was with me at the time, and these two girls, dressed all in black, are standing next to each other like this, and they look like twins. And they have these electronic belts that say Andrea, Romano, Andrea, Andrea, Romano. And it was kind of creepy, but oh so cool. That's it. It was it was like, what the? And then I got an idea of what Comic-Con was, which for me is people saying nice things to me and telling me how much they like my work, which why wouldn't I go to that? Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Good to see you all.
Have a
Enjoy
great
the-
panel.
Thank you.
Feel better.
Enjoy the last few.